Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm the Savvy Daughter and today I'm going to be making apple dumplings using Granny Smith apples. Now, just to warn you guys, I've never made this before, but I got this idea because a couple of weeks ago my mom and I were in the Smoky Mountains and we went to a restaurant. I think it was called the Apple Barn or the Apple Shack or something like that. And they had a world famous apple pie. So we got a piece of that world famous fried apple pie and it was delicious. But I don't have the ability to make a fried apple pie, so instead I've decided to try to make cinnamon apple dumplings. My first step is going to be to peel 2 Granny Smith apples. My grandmother has an amazing ability to take an apple and peel the whole thing in rings around the apple without breaking the peel a single time. And I have no idea how to do that. I've got to peel 2 Granny Smith apples in today's recipe, and I just know already, warning you ahead of time, you guys are going to see me make a mess of peeling an apple, I'm sure, because I'm not real great at peeling apples. My apples are completely peeled, so now I need to cut them into 8 equal pieces. I have 16 equal pieces of apples, so the next step is going to be to open my crescent rolls and wrap each apple piece in a crescent roll. I'm going to start rolling my apple pieces in the crescent rolls from the thick side to the thin side. Granny Smith apples are really good for this because since they are tart and I'm going to be making a really sweet sauce to kind of offset the tartness, it's going to end up tasting really good in the end. I've got the base of my 16 apple dumplings now. I need to put them in their pan, and then I'm going to make a special sauce that's going to make them taste really good. Make sure that you grease your pan, because if you don't, these crescent rolls are just going to stick to the pan and they're going to burn. I greased mine with a little bit of shortening, but it needs to be greased really well. So make sure that you do that before you put these in your pan. An apple's best friend is butter, cinnamon, and brown sugar. I'm about to make this sauce and it's going to be really good. I've got an entire stick of butter and a half going in first, and I'm going to just turn the stove on and that butter is going to start melting. My butter is completely melted, so I'm going to start with 1 cup of brown sugar. That already looks good. I'm turning it down just a little bit because my butter is spitting. And then I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm going to stir it as I go. It smells so good, guys. Okay. Now I need to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And my last thing is just a pinch of salt. And I've just got some salt in this measuring cup. Boop. I'm just watching my sauce and I'm pretty much just waiting for my cinnamon and my sugar and my butter and everything to look like it is one mixture. I don't want to be able to see any difference between the sugar and everything. I want it to all caramelize together, and when it does, I'll know that it's done. For the past several years, me and my mom and my sister have always made homemade applesauce around this time of year, but at the beginning of this year, we moved, and when we did, we got rid of our apple peeler slicer decor fancy machine, so we haven't had the ability this year to make applesauce. So instead, I am going to try to make this apple dumpling recipe to kind of replace the applesauce. I get to cover my apples that are wrapped in crescent rolls with the yummy sauce. And my last step, my final ingredient, is going to be to add 8 ounces of Sprite. And this is a mini can of Sprite. It's about 7.5 ounces, and my recipe calls for 8 ounces, but I'm going to call this good because it's really close to 8 ounces. I'm going to just dump my Sprite around the corners of my pan and everything because I don't want to dump it right on top of my apples and crescent rolls and yummy sauce. This is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. I can hear the Sprite sizzling and I can smell the cinnamon. At the beginning, I preheated my oven to 350 degrees, so it is now hot and ready for me to put my apple dumplings in. They're going to need to bake for about 30 minutes. All right, in half an hour, I'll be back to check on them, and I think we're going to have a tasty treat. Y'all can see for yourselves how amazing this looks, and I can smell it, so I'm very excited to try it. My recipe recommends a little scoop of vanilla ice cream on top, and I agree. I tried to get some of everything. Here we go. That's so good, people. That's amazing. You guys should give it a try. It's really good. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm ready to enjoy this, and I'm going to get the rest of my family to enjoy it too. I hope to see you guys on the next one.